Okay.
All right. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Take a roll call.
Call the meeting to order.
Huh?
Call the meeting to order.
Oh, yeah. I'll call the meeting to order for July 22nd, 2024, Morgan Township.
At 7:03. Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb is absent.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the Morgan Township Board of Trustee meeting minutes dated July 8th, 2024 as written.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I need a motion to approve the warrants.
Let me find him.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'll make a motion to approve the payment listing from 7/9/2024 through 7/22/2024. Payment number 556-2024 through 598-2024, and warrant number 12758 through 12773 for a total of $75,645.59.
I'll second that.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, let's go to the far.
Well,
Oh,
Go to
yeah.
Dale.
Dale? you wanna do it?
Just a minute, let me get this on.
Uh-uh.
The certificates are approved through July 22nd. We're only about 3 or 4 at the moment. Through there, as you will see, one of them is a new construction. That new construction is at a new address called at 5131 Lehigh Road. And you, Daryl, I know you're going to ask where that's at. It is right beside the Broses property there. From the original 39 acres where the white picket fence is, the driveway going back, that's where that particular new house is being built. It is their son's house from a lot split that they did back about 6 months ago. The zoning commission met on July the 10th, and they approved the zoning change for MTZ 2024-01 for 3107 Millville Shandon. You have a packet for your information for your approval of the change, and I will run a legal notice for the public hearing to be held on August the 12th, 2024 at the regular trustees meeting. That's not 10 p.m., it's 10 a.m., okay? I gave you that. It is the resolution that you would be approving, and then just the information as to how we got to what it is, and then the plat of it showing where it's located. That is for your information, and if anybody else wants it too. So you have that resolution that you would eventually sign, and then this is the Butler County Planning Commission. Your next piece of paper, there should be in your packet a Butler County Planning Commission approval for that zoning change and everything else. But unknown to me at the same time, the Butler County Planning Commission had before it the Howards Creek Estates to seek approval for their preliminary plan. And the plat, the subdivision for Howards Creek's preliminary plan was submitted, and that preliminary plan has been approved as of July the 9th, subject to the attached comments, and you have those comments with you so that you can read them and understand them as we go along. There's nothing else that zoning will be doing other than taking certificates for building, but they will not start building until they have the approval for the final plat. As to when that will happen, I am unsure, okay? Let me see.
Can I go back, Dale, to
Sure.
the proposed resolution that we're gonna,
Sure.
on page 2,
Mm-hmm.
can you change, it's still got Jeff Kolb as the
As the chair.
chairman, Daryl as the vice, just change
Yeah,
that.
that can be,
Change that
that
order.
can be done because I will print out a dated copy
Okay,
of that, and I will make sure that it's changed.
okay, thank you.
All right, anything else you see, please let me know.
Okay.
And everything else now, what have I got? No BZAs are hearing, no BZA hearings are scheduled. Howard's Creek Estate, as I said, has had its preliminary plot approved. The Butler County Commissioner approved the zoning change that you're gonna be working with next trustees meeting. I will not be out of the office this week like I thought I was going to be. But I will be in and out of the office as my wife just got out of the hospital, okay? And everything else, the details can come later. I'm going to play the HIPAA laws on you guys. And then the code enforcement, I had a copy of it here somewhere for myself and I don't see it. There it is underneath everything. Nope, that's not it. Anyway, if you have any questions on that, he's asking for, thank you. He's asking for the 4820 Lehigh Estates. That's the mobile home park, okay? We'd had several complaints about empty trailers, the looks of the place and everything else. And as a zoning commission, as the zoning can enforce the same things that we enforce to the township housing residentials as we can to the estate, along with the Ohio Mobile Home Authority, working with them. But we're looking to go ahead and try to help Mr. Is it Baumgartner?
Ed?
Ed,
Yeah.
to help Mr. Baumgartner, because he should really be the one taking care of this, not zoning. But we're going to give him some aid and send him some references that he can call to, because some of the trailers, he owns a couple of them and rents those, and he will get rid of them himself. But the other trailers, the ones that are the worst, are owned by someone else, and they're no longer paying rent on it, and they're just sitting there. So we're gonna see if what we can do to help him in terms of getting those removed, but he will be doing it through his power to do that as the owner and rest of it. The car at Morgan Ross, 204083 Morgan Ross, it will be moved soon. They found out that it had a mechanical issue, and now it's county fair time, okay? So it'll take a little bit to get that moved. 6439 Georgesburg Road, the BMW is gone. The Nissan Versa is to go next. These all sit in the backyard, by the way, you probably couldn't see them. Then the Jeep, which sits up front, owner wants to build a barn. Well, good luck, because there's not any space back there to build a barn that I can see, but we'll see what happens. Mary Ann Nardiello indicated that we should tread lightly on removing vehicles without surrendered titles, as this can lead to lawsuits. She offered her office's help on large vehicle count properties.
What's her office? It doesn't say.
Mary Ann
Butler County.
Nardiello is a Butler County prosecutor, I'm sorry. She's Robert Gates, she took over for Robert Gates when he retired. And Tom, Darren is asking for business cards, okay?
I know, I will get them tomorrow.
Okay.
I won't get them, I'll order them
You will
tomorrow.
order them
Yep.
tomorrow, and everything else, so, because I have a feeling you think he was gonna do it if you didn't. And I guess I could have authorized it and said, go ahead, but I wanted you to do it because you did it before.
Okay,
He's working on a possible zoning vehicle from the Butler County Sheriff's Office. It's an old Crown Vic, that I know not much more than that on it. He's not here tonight because he's on shift for his daily work. If you have no further questions for me, I would appreciate it, leaving.
Well, I haven't.
Nope.
So that I can go and see how my wife made it home with my son, okay? And I'll explain how
wish
that.
her our best.
Yeah.
Right, it is a mass, a cancerous mass that has caused a lot of little problems, okay? And we spent a week last Sunday to today in the hospital. That's why I was in and out, if you didn't see me, okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much, I
All
appreciate
right,
it.
Dale, take
Thank
off
you.
there. All right. Next, we'll go to Jeff Griffin's not here.
But Jacob Jan's gonna,
Well, let's go with the fire
Captain Jan
department,
is, yeah, he's gonna report.
Go.
First off,
You did? Oh,
okay. First up tonight, we have the fire chief's report. The fire chief is requesting our open house support, financial request. That is predetermined in the amount.
okay. We agreed earlier on of 2,500
Oh,
to the open house, is that,
yeah, go ahead.
okay, I'll make a motion to approve $2,500 contribution to the open house.
Yeah. Second?
Okay,
Okay, Mr. Brucker?
yes,
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
okay,
Okay, just for information, the open house is scheduled for September 14th from 11 to 2 p.m. at Station 141. That's it for the fire chief's report. For the assistant fire chief report, Chief Griffith wrote a grant and was awarded $52,201 from the Ohio Ambulance Impacted Industry Grant. This grant will be used for a retention grant for our employees. Number two, we also received a $25,000 donation from a community member through the Hamilton Foundation, which will be used for various equipment needs approved by the donor during a meeting with Chief Griffith. This donor did request to stay anonymous. Also, we have a PO request, a now and then PO for $6,000 to Dr. Roderick M. Huff for medical direction from fund number 2281.
so moved. Darryl,
Is that it?
I got
No.
one more.
All right.
he just made a motion for a PO for Dr. Huff for medical director
Yeah.
for $6,000. I made a motion.
Oh, that's second?
Okay,
Mr. Brucker?
yes,
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
And then I need to amend a PO number 139-2024 to make payable to corporate payment systems instead of Mercury Medical.
so moved.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
And that is all I got.
Okay,
Put this away.
thanks, Captain.
You done? Yeah. Okay, let's go to the park. Jeff's not here, of course. Sandy, do you want to come in?
Is the mic on? Should be. Nope, push the button on top. On top of the barrel.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sandy Tyler with the park. I just wanted to request to start a Friends of the Morgantown Township Community Park Group. I've had many offers for volunteers, especially for plantings and all kinds of things, and I feel like it's time to start something again, and it'll be with me and Holly, who lives across the street, and Jeff Griffith will still be the liaison, and we'll add people as needed, just see how it goes.
What are your needs? What are you looking for
Yeah.
help on?
For right now, probably just with plantings and probably trail maintenance and overall maintenance. That's what comes to top of my head, but
So how are we gonna control plantings? I know if people want to donate trees, we were gonna have like a designated landscape company. I think we talked about Bill Lagergan.
yeah.
But are we gonna have, I know on Saturday at the Historical Society meeting, a member of the Ross Village Garden Club asked if, they could do anything to help us up here. And I said, well,
Awesome.
Griffith already asked me about the Friends of the Park or whatever, the organization that you're talking about right now, whatever the name will be. So I told her that we're going to be discussing this at Monday night's trustee meeting, so
Okay.
that's a possibility.
Awesome.
I know they take care of like the down
128 and
128, 128 and 27, that overpass. They go in there and plant and mulch and take care of
Awesome.
that.
Yeah, I know Mike Riesenberg was involved before, and I think he mostly wants to help with projects, so he'll probably be the lead still on that, but I can't speak for him yet. But I'm hoping he'll still help with that, so we have a landscaper that's still in charge with something.
okay.
But we wanted to funnel through this, your
Yep.
organization, that we just don't want people haphazardly planting things out there.
Yep.
There has to be,
Exactly.
Okay.
And we already have a fund with Hamilton Community Foundation that's nonprofit. So if anybody wants to donate or anything else, it goes through them too.
so donations will be addressed through you and then through the Hamilton Community Foundation?
Yep.
Okay, because there is a lot of interested people want to talk about donating trees or benches, and I know we had some examples of benches that we may look at.
Yep.
And so we can finalize that, what a cost of a tree would be or what a cost
Yep.
of the park bench would be. And I know it would be down the road, but we talked about maybe paver stones for like a memorial garden,
Yep.
in memory of, you could buy bricks.
Yep.
Paper.
Absolutely.
Shelters. Yeah.
Or any, if they just want to make a cash donation or,
Yep.
some kind of donation, that would go through the Friends of the Park, right?
Yep.
And what would be the official name?
I guess just Friends of Morgan Township Community Park.
Okay,
Keep it simple. Still a mouthful, but simple.
okay. And we were just, so, as it was, we had a work session prior to this meeting and developing our new website. So there's definitely a placeholder for for the park
Awesome.
on the website. So any information that you want to get, let me know on that website, and we'll get it in there before we go live. So then when it goes live, probably within the next 3 weeks, it'll go live.
Okay.
And
You know,
then-
we're having a meeting on Friday, so hopefully I'll have something more together.
Okay. Yep, just
Yep.
send me whatever you want on the website.
Okay, will
Okay.
do. Thank you.
All right.
Is there anything to vote on or just,
I don't think so.
okay,
No, we're just having a branch of the park, like a
Yep.
committee, basically.
yep,
If people are going to donate, I would think if they're not setting up a special nonprofit checking account or savings account, they're gonna want people to make the check to the Hamilton Community
Correct.
Foundation for the benefit of the Morgan Township community.
Correct. That it'll be directed that way, and we'll note that on the website, that all donations go through the Hamilton Community Foundation, because they hold our tax exempt
yep,
status.
yep.
So, good point. Thanks, Lenore.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank
Holly.
you.
Yeah. Okay, Rob?
real quick is just a little bit on the park. We helped get the 36-inch pipe put in for the part of the trail there, and we added a 12-inch pipe that was not on the plans that worked with the contractor looking at that we needed a way to get water underneath the trail because it was right above the 36-inch pipe there. Based on the amount of water that comes down through there, it needed a 36-inch up there also, but that just wasn't feasible. Plus, it would have destroyed all the natural lay of the land there and stuff. But we needed some way for the heavy rains. The water is going to just run over top of the trail, but just for regular runoff, just light runoff and stuff, the 12-inch pipe will let it get underneath there so it doesn't stand and constantly keep the trail wet. That way moss doesn't grow and people slip and fall on it. You know, we got both of those put in so that, and the contractor is well on their way to getting the gravel put down. I don't know when they're planning on paving yet. I guess a lot of that depends on weather. They didn't do much today because of the rain. They did do some compacting today, but they still have some more gravel to put down. But they're obviously, with the rain we had last night, that made it too wet for them to do that because they would be out where there's no gravel yet to put the new gravel down. So anyway, that's coming along there. The only other thing that I have is if you guys would make a decision about the heating and air system for this room and for the trustees' room.
Yeah, it was hot in that trustee room tonight.
That unit is not working at all.
I know.
This one in here is working, but not like it should, so.
Okay, you want to go over the bids?
Okay.
You've got, I see Valentino.
I've got 3 bids, one from Enlows Heating and Air out of Hamilton. Their price is for $31,800. The price from Valentino, his first bid was for the 2 units in here, which that was $23,949, and then for the trustee's office, $11,709. That is complete new units. There's 2 units that do this room, and there are 1 unit that does the trustee's office, the 2 bathrooms, and my office back in the back.
So is Valentino's total over about 34,000 or something?
34,000, yes.
What was the other one? B&B for 42? Or
Yeah,
that was just to
B&B
compare.
out of Oxford was 42,000. Now, the only difference between, well, Valentino and B&B are the exact same units. They bid them exactly the same. The only difference with Enlows is Enlows doesn't have a heat pump system. It is just a coil for air conditioning and a general furnace. And the one thing that I was trying to get is if we get all the units that have heat pumps that do the dual fuel, we can get a rebate system through Butler Rural Electric and for cheaper electric to run those. If we have all new dual fuel systems, which there are 4 units total in this building. There's 1 unit that we replaced a couple years ago for the zoning office and the clerk's office and the spare office in the back. And that one's already the dual fuel with the remote programmable thermostats and stuff.
So what's the rebate? What's the amount? We can,
That I don't know yet. Have to work on that with Butler Rural Electric. I just know that you get a rebate on your electric, and they put in a separate meter just for the heating and air systems. That way, that's separate from the regular lights and all the other stuff that goes on here. So,
The meter's separate?
yes. That would be an additional cost to put that meter in once we get it all figured out what that would be.
One-time fee?
Yes, one-time fee, but that all would have to be done up at a later date once we get that together. The one thing with The Valentino it is a little bit more money, but he is a township resident,
Local.
local person.
He's been doing a lot of work here for the fire department and other.
Has he been over there? Yeah.
I think for the $3,858 savings,
Sort of equals out.
depending on what we get from Butler rural
Butler
rebate
rural,
or anything, that savings we get there, just because of the working relationship we have with Valentino, and he has the heat pump system, which the other one didn't have. I think.
And this B&B's out of the question, right?
Right.
Yeah, there's almost
About
$6,500
$10,000,
difference there, so. Okay, fiscal officer, got enough money to cover this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay,
we'll just take it out of the general.
general fund, right. I'll make a motion to replace all 3 units using Valentino for a total of the combined bids of $35,658.
I'll second that.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
How old is this, the original units back here?
Yes, and all 3 guys, when they come out and gave me, or looked at the units, said that we lasted 24 years with them. The average is about 20, 21 years on the newer units. Now, there's people that have units in their homes that's lasted a lot longer, but that was back in the old days.
Back in the days.
The stuff they build these days just doesn't hold up. So.
Didn't you say something about these had the old Freon in them
These
too?
had the old Freon, the R12 or whatever it is, the stuff that they are doing away with, so that's why they're suggesting, I mean, they could repair what we have, but it's still that old stuff. And
The only thing is, it's not gonna get no cheaper.
right.
So if we kick the can down the road, it's gonna cost more, so. Yeah, we'll go with Valentino then.
Okay.
Thanks, Rob, I know it was hard getting the
Yeah.
bids, getting people to come in and bid it. Getting 3 people to come in. Okay.
Is that all you got, Ron?
That's all I have.
Okay. Tina?
Okay, I would like a resolution to submit a credit application to Arts Rental for the road department to open an account for rental purposes.
A second, oh,
Okay.
yes.
Second,
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
yes.
Motion approved.
The reason we're doing that is because some of the rentals of equipment max out his credit card. So if we have an open account with them, we don't use them a lot, but when we do,
Yeah.
it could be sizable, so go ahead.
Also need a resolution to approve the updated credit card authorization user list, Exhibit A, which you guys have a copy of.
So moved?
Second,
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
yes.
Motion approved. Okay.
Is that
also-
list, oh, yeah, okay.
Mhm. Yes, I gave you a copy.
That's right here.
of it. Mhm.
Okay.
Resolution to make payment via automatic ACH withdrawal to Ohio Insurance Services for payment of monthly insurance premiums.
So moved,
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved. Also, I just want to remind everybody, the auditor of state has mandated fraud training now. It's an 8-minute video. Everyone, the department heads, all the trustees, and everyone was sent an email regarding that and exactly how to do it. It's an 8-minute video that you have to listen to. You have to register for it. So we will need the printed out certificate, and also there is a form that you have to complete and give back to us also, which is on the email. And we got a deadline date of that to be turned in by August 15th.
Wow, that's
Unfortunately,
only 2 weeks, isn't it?
it's an 8-minute video.
Yeah.
Uh,
I got to study.
No, you don't, you listen to it, there's no test, there's no test.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's extremely easy, but this is, one of the audit items that everyone will have to produce. So we need to get it done. And unfortunately, if we don't have them done by a certain date, the person can't work, because this is every employee, not just elected officials and stuff, it's every employee. So I didn't know if it was necessary for you to make a resolution stating if someone doesn't complete it by the 15th and turn their paperwork in, not just say, oh, I did it. No. That they can not work until it's received. I don't know what your feelings are on that.
Okay.
That's every employee,
Every employee,
fire department? How do you do that? You can't do it by August 15th, though, if your guys are coming in and out. I mean,
well,
no.
they'll
Why
be
not?
working between now and August. It's 8 minutes,
No,
Daryl.
no, not that. I mean, the fire department I'm talking about.
I think in
those
the
guys.
next 3 weeks, everybody will work a day.
Okay.
But it was sent to, they should have, I mean, we sent it,
It's about a week ago
they
at
need
least.
to, we were gonna send it to every email, and we were told no, that the officers would take care of it.
Gotcha.
And we do have some of them already, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That's all I
Okay.
have, actually. Thank you.
Next, did you have anything else?
Oh, nope,
Oh.
that's it.
Tina. And Jeff's not here. Tom?
I received a phone call from a township resident named Pat Risch, who lives on the dead end of Howard Road. And she had a real predicament. She, her little cat got up in the tree and she couldn't get it down. She's 75. She didn't know what to do. Said she called 911 and dispatcher told them the fire department doesn't get cats out of the trees. But they did give her the non-emergency number. So she called and she got our chief, Mark Minery, him and one of the deputies, Officer Grenier, went out to her residence. She had a ladder, and she said, if you can just help me get it up in the tree, I'll go up and get it. And Chief said, absolutely not. I'll go up and get it. So he climbed the ladder and rescued the little kitten. And she told me, she said, I prayed when I called dispatch and they said they couldn't. She said, God, please send me an angel. She said, he sent me 2 angels. So she said the cat was like almost 60 feet in the tree. So when I talked to the chief to congratulate him and thank him for doing a great job, he said, if she told you it was 60 feet, it was 60 feet. But I used a 12-foot ladder to get up there. So I really appreciate, I told her I really appreciate her calling, and but she said it meant so much to her. They treated her like a human being instead of a crazy old lady with a cat up in the tree. So I talked to Chief, but I just wanted to make it public. Thank you to the Chief and the fire department, because that's anybody's emergency is an emergency to them. It may be minor, but it's an emergency to them. It's important to them, and that's what they pay tax dollars for. So thank you to the fire department, and especially Chief Minery.
Yeah.
Butler County Fair is this week. The Morgan Township is supposed to man the Butler County Township Association booth on Wednesday, the 24th, from 4 to 7. And I know I'm going, and I think Daryl's going, so we got our end covered. That's all I've got.
Okay, doke. Yeah, I was just gonna talk a little bit about the fair also. All the 4-H kids out in Morgan Township and Ross too, of course, you know, have all their, have their livestock out there. This is the 1 week, all the years roll into one for, prizes or whatever, ribbons, whatever, and, today, I was just gonna mention, today was, the lambs were showing, and my granddaughter showed in lambs, and, she got grand champion for lambs in Morgan Township, out of Morgan Township, so we can be proud, I'm proud of it. Anyway, a lot of work. It's just, you know, proud to see all these kids out here doing something. That's what country kids are about, you know. So, And that's all I really have. So, now, we have any comments from the audience? Come on, state your name and address.
Oh, sure. Mike Jones, 6423 London Road. Back on May 13th, I came to the township meeting and I addressed my concerns about the Howards Creek Estates. And after the meeting, I went in Dale Marshall's office and talked to him for a while. And I got a copy of the preliminary plan staff comments of March 5th of this year. We went over them a little bit. And they're quite extensive, so I didn't look at them too much. And he assured me at that time that those would be made public to the township, the people of the township. He was having a lot of problems with the computer system and getting the minutes and everything up to date. And as of to date, they're still not up. And there's a lot of things that the citizens of this township are not hearing and not reading. And I'd like to read one sentence out of this, out of the preliminary plan comments and how it would address, and I'd like you guys to listen to this, and you've got a copy of it, but how it would impact you if you lived on Howards Creek. And I'm just reading verbatim. Homes adjacent to Howards Creek shall be elevated above the 100-year floodplain elevation per Butler County Flood Damage Prevention Regulation. So they're saying in this thing that everyone and down on Howards Creek above that, their homes have to be elevated. Basically, they're condemned. Why wouldn't that be something that would be brought up in a meeting and addressed? And I'll go on a little bit later. But, and then I've been following the meetings, online, looking at them. It's kind of interesting. I should have been doing this in the past. But anyway, in the last month's meeting, the second Monday meeting, it was brought up a little bit about the meetings, about they've got some information now from the surveyors on this Howards Creek Estates. And it was kind of talked about, Dale mentioned it, and someone over here off to the right, I'm not sure of the name, said, well, we've got some more information on that, and Dale didn't know about it. He said, well, they're moving dirt, I guess they're getting ready to build this bridge, And Daryl, I love you dearly, but you said you hadn't even been down there. You went online saying, I don't even know where it's at. And I went down there today. This bridge that they're talking about is 14 foot from the pavement on the road, 14 foot to this creek. And they're gonna put a bridge there. And in that little bit of area, and we talked about turnout lanes, I just think it needs to be addressed by them. And if, I passed out some of these flyers to a couple people, and they're here tonight. They're worried about their property. I mean, there's floods going down through there, and they're gonna change the whole course of this creek. You guys need to take this serious. And I know maybe you have, but it doesn't show, in the videos and in the minutes. And it's about all I think I have to say about it. I just think it's pretty tough what they're doing. And also, on another thing, we got this 90 acres right down the road, and I like this, and if it's 200-foot road frontage for one house, I think it needs to be 200-foot road frontage and no variance is made. And you need to look at that coming up, because there's a sign down there, and these are the trustees. We don't want houses on this, like, down there in Harrison. We just don't want that.
Right.
It just takes in the value of everyone's property
I don't
down.
think it can ever be that, Mike. I mean, you
Well,
need sewer system to do
I know, it's
something.
3
Yeah.
acres on 90, whatever, 90 divided by 3, whatever that is.
Yeah.
But it's, right now, you're not allowed to do it. Let's make sure that it doesn't get done, I think. I don't think you're right. But anyway, that's getting off.
Do you have a copy of that?
Yeah. This was presented to you back in, I think, February.
Oh, I've got it in my paperwork.
Yeah.
That was from
Let me
Butler
see what
County
it is.
Planning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first one, and now I guess there's something else.
Oh, the person you were talking about that was sitting over there on where Captain Jan is sitting right now is Jeff Griffith,
Okay,
our
okay.
assistant chief, and he is on Butler County Planning Commission.
Okay.
So he knows a little bit more than we know because
Right.
he's more involved in it. But you're right, the information is not being dispelled and shared because we're not getting it, from the Butler County.
Well,
Unless,
I mean the trustees, the zoning minutes that's supposed to be on your website. Your minutes are up.
Right.
Your video's up, but they're not up for
Okay.
the zoning.
Okay, that we can take care of.
Yeah, just take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, thanks.
all right.
Thank you, Mike.
Comment on that same topic. Spoke once before on the same, I'm John Hyam, 4167. I live across the street from it, but I own a property on the south side of the whole line of that property, proposed development. Like Mike said, they'll be allowed to build in that bottoms if they build it up. So I guess my concern is like Mike, if they build that bottoms up so they can build houses, because they've got it mapped out to build as many houses as they can to recuperate some of their costs. But when you build up that, when that creek does flood and it floods, all that water's gonna back up the other direction to mine. That's what I would think would happen with it, but I don't know what you think. But, cause they're gonna have to, it just says, say, 75 feet from the road is what I saw on that piece of paper too. But that's, like I say, if they build up those bottom 2 fields to build houses on, where's that water gonna go? It's just gonna back up further north and flood the people, on the north of that. That's what I see in it too. But I was just kinda curious if the, Corps of Engineers, if they got, did they do a study on it too, do you know? Cause I was told the Corps might have to do some kind of study on it too.
I don't know. I
So-
don't know if they have. I know everything was going through Butler County Planning Commission, even though we have our zoning. It's going through the county.
Goes first, yeah.
And then as far as the bridge and all that is going through the county, that's being built to the specs
Right.
based on the information provided by the county engineer's office.
Cause in that same piece of paper too, it said that, they're gonna do a cul-de-sac be on the east end for people, but then they said if the lower field floods over 8 inches, they might eliminate that for a future road to the north coming out of New London. I think these people don't wanna sell their property for a future road. So I was just kinda curious how that was gonna, if they're still doing a cul-de-sac or if it's gonna, so. Like I said, there's a lot of concerns
Yeah,
about it.
there's
I mean,
a lot of
it's their
unanswered
property,
information.
They can do what they want, but there's just, some
Just
unanswered
a quick note is, the bridge is all under the county engineer's office. I mean, Morgan Township Road Department doesn't have anything to do with the bridges because it's over a 10-foot span. But also, when they say that they have to elevate those houses, that's one of FEMA's things, or the Army Corps of Engineers, is you can't just go and elevate for the exact reason you're saying, it displacing water, without, if they have to take dirt from one spot to make a hole. If they take that dirt to make up for the house to be built, they have to make a place to take its place. So let's say if they dig out 100 cubic yards of dirt, it has to come from that site where they're gonna put the house at. It has to come from there, move to where they're gonna build their house to elevate it. But there has to be a hole dug there to make up the difference. I mean, I don't,
And it won't be able to be built on, right?
no.
That part, yeah.
Because then that'll be even lower in the floodplains.
Yeah, so that eliminates a lot of the houses.
So is that gonna be like a retention basin or a deep?
Well, I don't know if that's really a retention basin, but just, if you read the stuff in the FEMA and the Army Corps of Engineers with their stuff, is you can't just start filling in a floodplain, because then that displaces the water.
From
like
someplace,
he's
yeah.
talking. So you have to make a hole to,
Right, yeah, I see on some commercial properties.
And it has to come off the same property, right?
correct, it has
Yeah.
to come off the same property. You can't bring in dirt from down the road or whatever. It has to come from that property.
That's sort of what they did down in Ross, where the UDF is.
Right.
That was all floodplain down there. It all had to be brought up from the back, but it was, they bought property in the back to be able to do that. So this
I
is,
was kinda curious, did you see the preliminary plot plans that the county approved? Did you have notes on that, that Dale talked about
Dale would
tonight?
have it, yeah, yeah.
The zoning board has, we're both on the zoning board.
One of you wanna come up and address anything? Come on.
Ken Tumbleson, I'm Chair of the Zoning Board. We actually saw the preliminary plot plans. They were in here about 3 times to get approval from the Zoning Board. They originally wanted, I think, 9 lots,
Yes.
and we restricted it down to 7. The plans we saw, they are not touching the creek.
They're not allowed
to
do
touch
anything
the
down
creek.
in there, and they are putting in a retention pond for the water coming down off the,
For the upper lots.
per our regulations that we have in place.
Correct. And the lots that'll be down towards Howard's Creek, the intention is to build on the higher elevations. They will never touch the lower elevations of that creek area.
Yeah, they're
If
not-
that clears anything up.
Yeah, they're not allowed to do anything,
There will be a road up in there.
but the top of it's gonna be a cul-de-sac, and there's already lots,
Joining that road.
correct?
They put a road in there, and that, I mean, that gets to, 2 feet, 3 feet deep when it really gets
So,
bad.
yeah, well.
Well, they're not gonna put a road through there. The road will be
Was
over
originally?
after the bridge.
Five, but it goes
5, I
straight
thought.
into the property.
Right, so the whole road has to be,
Draining
the whole road has to be, I think it's gotta be above that.
It's gotta be above that.
Yeah, but that's gonna block the water and it's gonna back up into our house.
That part I don't know about that.
See, he's
I don't
talking
think
about an elevated road.
Right,
If you elevate a road,
right, over top the creek.
any kind of water, rainwater, water, you would be backed up.
They're putting in a retention pond to take care of that. We
That's a lot of
required
water
that.
back there, it ain't gonna take much to fill that up.
Yeah, so I mean, they have done several studies and several revisions to this. So now, I mean, Butler County is all over that part of that with the water, that's what they're most concerned about. That's why they're putting in the bridges they're putting in. I mean, it's gonna be an expensive and a very expensive to put those lots.
Where the road go, are they gonna put drains in there where the water?
We haven't seen, they haven't, that's.
The drainage will all come from Butler County. That doesn't come
That
from
doesn't
us.
have anything to do with that.
So how many houses are gonna be built in?
There's 7 lots.
There's only 7 lots, 7 houses.
Okay.
And our knowledge, what we were told, was they'll sell off maybe 2 or 3 lots. The rest is all gonna be family. So they're not gonna do anything that's gonna wanna cause a problem with the neighbors.
Yeah, because they're.
Cause it's
paying-
gonna be all the family members.
This is all private money paying for this road and for this bridge. They're paying
So
for
it's
this
not your,
themselves.
it's not your normal developer.
No.
It's one family.
When it said adjacent homes, I took that to mean adjacent homes on the other side.
No.
I think they're talking for the lower lots
For the
there.
Lower lots on
But
that
it's
property.
not, it wasn't clear in that statement.
Right.
It was-
Correct.
I think it said adjacent.
So you've got the earlier version, they sent the revision, and the new revision just came out
That was just at the last meeting.
the last meeting. Yeah, so you have their first pass-through that they sent in, and then they had to address all those concerns. And then this last one they came through, there was only like 4 more concerns that Butler County had that they would have to address. But I don't remember what they are.
So you're saying they addressed all the original, because there was like 12 concerns.
Yes.
Yes.
They had to.
They have to address all those concerns before Butler County will
So one
approve.
of the concerns was, the Butler Corps of Engineers, they said if the uninundated Howard's Creek Road was 8 inches or less with water, that they were going to stub the cul-de-sac and put it in adjacent road to Rutland London. Was that approved, or how?
No, as
No.
far as we know.
Okay,
Because
so
we have
it's
not heard
gonna
any
be
approval on it.
Access road going to Rutland London
No.
Road.
No, the only road we know of at the current time is the one that goes in to a cul-de-sac, comes back out across the
Okay,
bridge.
so that concern was not addressed. Because it stated right here that that was
Right.
a concern.
So that would be between them and the Butler County Planning Commission. That
Yeah.
has nothing to do with us.
Butler County.
Planning Commission.
Yeah, the planning commission, they're the ones that, they have the final say on how this gets. They came to us with the preliminary, and they have to do all the fine tuning, to make sure all the other government stuff is done. Way above
Because
our pay.
it sounds like the really,
I don't know nothing
Most
about
likely, if it's not been addressed, it's not approved.
Yeah.
I had not heard whether or not it had been approved.
Do you have a copy of that, of those?
Of the last one?
Yeah, does Dale have
Dale probably does.
With him not being here, that's why we're, the only reason we're talking, is because we've been part of it.
How can the people that's here concerned get a copy?
Your best bet would probably be to attend the next Butler County Planning Commission meeting, because I'm sure they'll be there.
Okay.
They're open to the public,
Yeah.
same as ours.
Yeah, so, yeah, that would be the best thing.
Mhm.
Well, if Dale's got it, we can stop by here when he's working, right?
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
But the Morgan Township trustees have nothing to do with it.
No.
No.
No, the only thing the Morgan Township trustees will be responsible for, and I hope you remember this, is they will be required,
Sign off.
No, to maintain it after,
you're gonna have to you're required to obtain a bond for the cost of the.
right, we knew that, but then once the road is in, the bridge is in, we will maintain it
After a certain period of
at
time.
1 year. Yep, 1 year.
It'll
We'll,
become a
snow
township
removal, and it'll be a township road. Yeah.
They're paying, that family is paying for all of this. None of this is coming out of.
Yeah, it's not a developer.
No.
It's not one of your Harrison multifamily developments.
No, so, yeah.
This is a private developer.
They're wanting, because they're wanting to make this their forever home. So this isn't a developer coming in and just slapping up, I mean, they're gonna be over $1 million houses. So, I mean, they're not gonna slap it together.
Yeah, I mean, my concern though is that there's a lot of issues on this sheet that, you know, the original
Right.
concerns. And I'm not sure at this point, talking with you guys, that they would.
Well, I mean, that would be with Butler County.
That's between them and the,
That's what I mean.
right,
Yeah.
I don't know about Butler County
Right.
Planning Commission.
Yeah, they have the final say.
If they have the final say.
yes. Once they approve it, it's out of everybody's hands.
Yeah, so that-
It came to us for basically plat approval. And
And you guys.
many of us, you know, I'm in construction, Kevin's an excavator. We look at how things are laid out, how water flows, that's a big deal to us. So that's why we went back at them and said, no, you can't do what you originally wanted to do. And they kept coming back in, and we finally come to an agreement on the number of lots and the way it was laid out.
Yeah,
Once
so-
it leaves us, then it goes to the planning commission, where you're getting what you have. So at that point, it's left our hands, and it's up to the planning commission to approve it.
Okay, so as far as you know, the planning commission approved it? or
No, they're still.
I
it's
think they're still
under
working
review.
with them.
Because Dale earlier said it's approved.
They still
Before
had,
he left.
the last
Then
we
it-
heard, there still was 4 things that they had to address.
They,
I
they,
don't know what
Do you
those
know
4
which
things.
ones?
Did Dale say that they approved it?
there's a resolution to approve it. I don't know that they've approved it yet, but there's a list of items on the back page that I think they need to address. It's basically a resolution that's written to approve it, but it wasn't signed. At least that copy hasn't, but there's a second page to it.
Right. Yeah, it looks like it was approved pending.
Approved, and
Correct.
Yeah, so they won't,
what's that mean?
Means they have to address all the issues they have on here
They still have to address them.
before it will get final approval.
Now, y'all know that water comes over the levee about once every 10 years?
oh,
Mhm.
yeah, I go down there every day.
Yeah,
They got it at nighttime,
Yeah.
when everybody's sleeping.
Right.
correct. And when we looked at it, the overlay showed what we had. We were able to pull up through our software that Dale has, that showed where the
You should have one.
100-year floodplain was on that property, which has been
Dale sent it.
redrawn lately, because I have the same issue with my property. The floodplain's a lot higher up in my property than it was when I moved out here.
have.
And we had that when we made our decisions
There it
as
is.
far as how many lots. Because originally they had 2 of the lots is down in the floodplain, and we're like, hey, no, it's not gonna
That
fly.
gets about 2 to 3 feet deep down there,
Yeah,
about every 10
Mhm.
or 12 years.
Right.
Right.
We've been there almost about 17 years,
right.
and I had a garden way over, and it got this deep on my garden,
Mhm.
and it almost come into the house.
The way they had it, the last we approved it, there are 3 lots down in the lower end, but they're narrow and long. So they're narrow along Howard's Creek, but they come way up the property. And There's a drive that comes off of that little road to access those three properties, because all three houses would have to be built at the top, nothing down in the lowers.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
That whole field flood.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what, that was our biggest concern.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also a blue stream, so you can't do anything in it.
And I can't raise my house.
Well,
No.
it was just for that.
It's not,
lot.
that
It's for
was,
the-
I think, was a misinterpretation.
Yeah.
That it, you know, it wasn't the properties that are existing, the properties that are going in this development can't be built down in the lower end, they're gonna have to be built on the higher end.
They're now
I'm
out of
worried
brand
about the
new.
road you want to cross there, going back to water.
Well, when they designed that bridge, I'm sure, Rob, tell me if I'm wrong, the engineer's gonna design that bridge to make sure it doesn't impede the water flow
I'm talking
as
about
much
the
as
field
possible.
down there. You know, at the bottom of the hill, you know, next to the creek,
Right.
that whole field floods. If they put a road in there and elevate it, if they don't put the proper drain in there, that's gonna.
Well, we don't know, we have not seen it, that bridge may end up going on up into the property a little ways, we don't know. Once it leaves us as far as the lot approval, then it falls back to the engineer's office to help them design how to build that bridge.
Yeah, cause I know they've been studying a lot with that, just how they've been doing, I mean, Evercrombie redrawn that thing like 5 times.
Right. This has been going on for about 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, most people don't know it floods down there.
No, yeah.
Right. And they were aware of that when they bought the property.
Yeah, and we made them very well aware of it. Because like I said, I'm up and down that road every day. That's the way I go to work, so.
See, I've never seen it real bad during the day, it's at night, the last 2 times it really got bad.
I mean, when they first replaced that culvert down there on Howard Road, when they put that dome on there, and that thing backed up and flooded everybody's houses right there. I mean,
So it flooded them houses,
yeah, but that was Hamilton County too.
we've been lucky so far.
Yep, so yeah, so we just wanted to try to settle some of your guys'
Explain.
concerns.
Right.
Because with Dale not being here, we felt like we needed to.
Right.
But yeah, but your major concerns, you probably need, if you still have some, you need to go either call Butler County Planning Commission, or go to their meeting, or do whatever, because that's the only way they're gonna be addressed.
So why are they putting stakes on our property down there?
They're probably just marking the property lines, doing surveys.
No, they're coming way over on my property.
Unless they're doing, elevation shots. Cause I know that's the study they're doing right now, is the elevations.
They come like 60 or 80 feet over on my property.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing now, they're doing elevations. So they're getting elevations of what the ground topography is there, so they know exactly what it is, so they can do their stuff. Yep.
I thought they talking property line.
No, that's what that is. They're right now, they're doing a topographical survey of that area to find out how much water's gonna come down through there, where it can go, what they can do with it, what they can't do with it, so that everybody knows, so they're not surprised.
Where they gonna put their leach beds at with that property flood?
Yeah, that's why the lots are where they are. They all has to be up out of the floodplain. They cannot put anything in the floodplain. That was clearly in all of our stuff.
Including the secondary area for
Yeah,
a septic system if the first one fails.
yeah. So that was all per our regulations. I mean, that's what zoning is done out here, and that's what we want to keep it. Because, trust me, I do the work in Harrison. I don't want that. I've lived out here 32 years. It ain't happening.
And we look at the water flow a lot whenever anybody comes in. That's our number one concern.
When we first redid the zoning out here, that was the number one issue that everybody has, because especially down there on Alert New London, all those houses down there are having so much water issues down in the front. We do not want to have that again. So, we're here to address your concerns, and if you guys have any concerns with us, come to our meetings.
Yeah,
because
feel
no one
free
ever
to come
comes
to our meetings.
They're always the first Wednesday of the month, right? Yeah. So you're more welcome to come see them. We don't ever have anybody here. I mean, we're just 7 guys up here trying to make things what we weren't. And we want people to come and tell us. I mean, we're doing the best we can, but without people's input. Yep.
Yep. So hopefully we were able to answer your question.
help at least some of your concerns anyway. So thank you.
Thanks. Anyone else?
Yeah, anyone else? Okay, need a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes. Motion.
Motion approved.
Meeting adjourned. 8:04.